It has been over 6 weeks since students have been in school. During this time, everyone has been teaching and learning remotely and staying safe, helping to slow the spread of COVID-19. Hello and welcome to One Troy at Home, a brand new limited podcast series featuring interviews with teachers and how they're adapting to this new method of instruction. I'm your host, creative content producer, Thomas Butcher. This is certainly a first for me, as I have never done a podcast with somebody through a computer. My first guest has been waiting patiently on the other end of the Zoom call. He is a fifth grade teacher at Bemis Elementary School, and in his spare time, he's a rap sensation. Elliott Kern, welcome to the show.
So happy to be here. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, you know, Elliott, when you parody a song from Hamilton, it's actually mandatory that it's the first question that we ask in an interview. So you wrote the lyrics, you recorded a video. Tell us about this.
I did. You know, it's one of those things when you're cooped up at home, you need that creative outlet. And so during a break, I was thinking to myself, what's something that I could do? I always love making these videos, and I love Hamilton. Came to my mind, and the words just started flowing. Next thing I know, the video is done, and I didn't expect anything more than that until it started catching fire on social media. And the next thing I knew, a friend of mine called me and said, "Hey, you're on the news." No idea.
That's wonderful. And so after having that success, are you planning on doing any more in the future?
You know, I'm thinking. I have a 2-month-old at home, so I don't have all the time in the world for these videos. But any chance I get, I'm always thinking of ways to bring the community together. That was the whole point of that video, was just to honor all the incredible work that teachers are doing. This is a crazy time. And for us to have so quickly thought of solutions for our classroom, found ways to connect, it was something small, but something that I felt like I could do to just say, hey, teachers are incredible during this time.
So how has it been going teaching through your computer? Are you managing well?
Doing the best you can. I mean, at the end of the day, nothing truly beats seeing kids face to face, building that community. But at the same time, I understand why we're doing it. I mean, our goal, like you said at the beginning, is to slow this spread. So the best we can is what we're trying to do, connecting through different apps. We are so blessed with the district that we have as fifth graders to have the iPads, Zoom conferences with them. Whatever we can do and possibly think of to connect to our kids is what we're doing. So making the most of the opportunity, I would say.
So what do you like and what do you not like about it?
What I do like, I believe, is the fact, again, fifth grade, we have so many ways to connect with them in different apps. It might be Seesaw, through activities, Zoom, maybe some of the apps we were using in the classroom before this all happened. What is a struggle is it's a lot of work. You might think at the beginning point of, oh, you're at home, it's so much easier, but it is a completely different challenge to be at home, especially with my life right now. My wife's a first grade teacher in the Rochester district, and so she's still on leave as we're taking care of this 2-month-old while trying to teach. So it's a balance to be at home all the time, balancing family life with trying to teach. And again, going back to you just wish you could see your kids more than anything. So I think that's the biggest challenge.
Yeah, you make a lot of great points there, because some people might not realize that while our teachers, they are still doing their job from home, they're also parents themselves. And it sounds like, is this your 2-month-old?
It is the first.
Oh, yes. My gosh. Congratulations, Elliott.
Thanks so much.
So that's a whole other challenge on its own. So it's just great to see that amidst everything, that Troy teachers and teachers across the state and across the country are still able to do such magnificent work. So what's a little different for your situation is that you are part of a co-teaching classroom, which is kind of a minority status in most districts. So how have you adapted that particular aspect of co-teaching?
Something that I'm so thankful for was the vision that Troy came up with when this whole situation started. The crazy part about it was my son was born February 25th. So the first week that I came back from leave was the week this all started. So it was a whirlwind, being the tech chair for my school, to go to these meetings and figure out what was going to happen. What I appreciated was that the district encouraged collaboration amongst the grade level. And so we came together, but it also adds an extra element to be able to have my co-teacher, Eric Dennis. We're constantly communicating, phone calls, Zooms, to figure out how we can reach our 48 kids and make sure they're all participating. and we're really happy with the results. We do read alouds through Zoom, we do community meetings through Zoom, and the participation is nearly 100%, which is really exciting.
And what does a typical week look like at this point? Like, are there projects? What's the subject matter look like?
So we based it on what our students were familiar with. I know a lot of upper elementary classrooms use Schoology, and it's a fantastic app. It was just one that we hadn't introduced to our students, and that wasn't what we felt was the appropriate time to try and introduce a new app when they were already at home. So something that they were really familiar with was Seesaw. So what we're doing as a grade level is creating activities based on the content and pushing them out as activities that the students then complete, fill back in, and then we're providing feedback through email, through Seesaw, through Zoom, anything that we can think of to connect to our kids to show them that we truly care about this work. We don't want it to be viewed as just busy, passive activities that they're filling out, but to show them that we're part of the process too, and we care about what they're doing even at home.
Has there been anything that maybe was a pleasant surprise throughout all of this? Like, are you happy with how students are reacting to this change?
I think the one thing that I was pleasantly surprised about was the kids took off with it, which was great. I mean, I think that's going to be a challenge, though, at the same time, based on what technology availabilities there are, Wi-Fi connections, even home life. There's so many students out there that have parents in the workforce of healthcare industry. And so I'm happily surprised, but also had a good feeling that our kids would participate. But the goal for me too is to make sure that that social emotional side is being taken care of during these hard times, because for our fifth graders, there are so many end of the year activities that unfortunately they don't get to participate in. And that's just like the eighth graders, the seniors, but everyone's missing out on things. So I'm pleasantly surprised that things have been going as well as they could, but it's still a challenge. It's a challenge to stay positive, but we're doing that because that's what the kids deserve, is the best learning opportunities during these times.
What are you going to take from this experience as we move forward into the next school year and years to come?
I think there's two main things. I think the first is, my goodness, being the tech chair, I don't think lower elementary teachers get enough credit sometimes for the incredible things that they do, because 3rd through 5th has been blessed with those one-to-one iPads, and K through 2 doesn't have that. And to be able to help answer questions, but more so just see the creative ways that the kindergarten through 2nd grade teachers across the district, when you look on Twitter, have rallied around and provided incredible opportunities and unique ways based on the technology that's available to them. It shows me how incredible the teachers we have in this district are. From K all the way to 12, when you see what people are posting, it makes me proud to see how Troy has responded to this situation, how our plan was organized, cohesive, and that makes me proud as being a Troy teacher. And the other thing I think that I'm going to stick with is, it's important to hold on to those little moments, the classic phrasing of, you don't know what you've got until it's gone. It's easy sometimes in the thick of teaching to be maybe bogged down, tired, burnt out, whatever feeling you might be having, but I think we would trade anything to be back in the classroom. So I think it teaches you perspective, teaches you to enjoy the things in life. There's challenges every day in teaching, but it's worth it when you get to see those kids' faces every day. And when we don't have that, puts a lot into perspective. So that's something that I'm going to hold on with me for a long, long time, because I'll probably never experience something like this for quite some time.
Elliott, if there's one thing I know, you were probably the best person I could have asked to be the first guest on this series. I think you said so many wonderful things in just that statement alone throughout this episode. Thank you for everything you're doing. Thanks for your time. I hope you're doing well, and I hope the new baby is doing well as well.
Loving every second. That's the silver lining, is the extra time with him, for sure.
Absolutely. I appreciate you stopping by on the show real quick. Before we go, if you're listening to this, don't forget you can subscribe to TSD World Class Podcasts on your favorite podcast platform, where you'll find all kinds of content and resources. You can also connect on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Thank you for listening, and be well, everyone.